What's going on, everybody? Before I get started, I would like to give all my thanks to God. Without Him, I wouldn't even be here today. He has truly blessed me and my family, so I'm very grateful for everything that He's done for me in my life. Would like to give a really big shout out to Nightwing2303 at Sneakerfiles.com for giving me this opportunity to share with you guys a bit of my collection. A really dope channel, dope website. Make sure you guys check them out and show that support. So now that I got that out the way, let's get right into it. So the first question that was asked to me is, what was my name and where am I from? So my name is Jonathan Jones. Some of you may know me as MrJones904 or Mr. Skywalker, but you guys can just call me Jonathan. And I'm originally from Jacksonville, Florida, but been living in Orlando, Florida for a few years now. Next question that was asked was, what was my first pair of sneakers that I bought that led to my sneaker addiction? Now the first shoe I distinctly remember buying and that really got me into the sneaker game was the Fire Red 5s. This was my first pair of Jordans I ever bought. It wasn't until I was 16 years old when I first got my first pair of Jordans. It was actually bought to me by my girlfriend at the time, which is my current wife now. And yeah, man, like I said, I was only 16 at the time, so didn't really have the money to really indulge on my sneaker addiction at the time, you know. I was really just getting the Reebok Classics, the 2 for $89, and was just rocking those, you know, until they fell apart. But when I finally got this shoe, I was so happy, you know, couldn't wait to rock it at school. And, you know, at my school, there really wasn't much of a sneaker game. You know, there might have been a few kids there, but really everybody was into Air Force Ones or Chucks and really simple stuff like that. So you really stood out when you had a pair of Jordans. The Air Jordan 5 is one of my favorite Jordans of all time. I remember seeing Will Smith and the intro to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air rocking those metallic silver 5s. Always wanted a pair, was so happy I was finally able to get this pair. But this wasn't the shoe that really started my sneaker addiction. The shoe that really started my sneaker addiction was this, the Air Jordan 1 Fat Low. This shoe, for some reason, I just had to have it. When I turned 21, I was able to pick these up along with some other shoes at the time for my 21st birthday. And it wasn't until I was 21 where I actually was financially able to really indulge into my sneaker addiction. So being a 16-year-old kid with the Fire Red 5, that was pretty much the only Jordan I had for a while. But when I turned 21, I was financially able enough to buy these and a few other kicks, and this was what really started my whole sneaker addiction. This was the first shoe I reviewed on YouTube. So really happy with this shoe. I love it. It's a tank. I've worn a gang of times. And yeah, absolutely love this shoe. And this is what really started my sneaker addiction. Next question was, what are the top 3 sneakers in my collection? Now, it was so hard for me to just narrow my top 3 down. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick recap of my top 10. Now, all these shoes could be easily number 1, in my opinion, for my collection. So let's just get right into it. Start off with number 10, the Flu Games 12s. One of my all-time favorite numbered Jordans of all time. This was the first pair of Jordans I actually bought my daughter, so I was very happy to get a pair for myself. Next, we got the DNP 5s, the Rachel Blue 5s. Like I said, the 5 was one of my favorite Jordans of all times, my first Jordan. So this being pretty much my favorite 5 out of my collection. Moving on to the Aqua 8s. One of my all-time favorite shoes. Really fresh colorway. I really dig all the 8s, really unique looking shoe in my opinion. So Aqua 8s. Now the Bordeaux 7s, one of my all-time favorites as well. I remember this from the music video Jam with Michael Jackson. When Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson were doing a one-on-one game and Michael Jordan was trying to teach Michael Jackson a few moves, he was wearing this shoe. So I just always remember that, always had it. Actually, I'm wearing them right now. Just an all-around dope shoe. The 7s are classic in my opinion, so the Bordeaux's. Another one of my favorites, the Royal Blue Foam Posits. 6 shoe, OG colorway. I just love the foam posits in that icy outsole. Love this shoe. Can't go wrong with some Royal Blue Foam Posits. Next, we got my Air Max 90 Warhawks. Pretty much my favorite Air Max ever made, besides the Amsterdam. Still trying to get my hands on a pair of those. But yeah, just a dope concept, dope shoe, dope colorway, everything about the shoe. The inner graphic, you know, was really sick. I was so happy to finally be able to get this pair. So yeah, the Warhawk Air Max 90s. Moving on to the 23 Premiers, the titanium colorway. Was very blessed to get this shoe alongside with the Finales. Just that TPU and that DNA stitching on the side, and just the whole last number Jordan ever was really sentimental to me. I had to get these in my collection, so very happy with this one. Moving on to the Finale 23s. Again, that TPU is just like a candy paint. That whole upper with that DNA stitching. You know, the amount of detail they put in these shoes was remarkable. So, super sick shoes. Love that I have these in my collection. So, the Finale 23s. Another one of my favorite shoes of all time are the Marty McFlys. Now, these were signed by Kobe at the Undefeated launch of the McFlys, of the Hyperdunks at the Undefeated store in Santa Monica. He signed these, only size 14, his size. So yeah, I was really blessed to be able to get my hands on this shoe. And yeah, one of my favorite of all times, the Marty McFlys. Now, number one in my collection would have to be the Nike Air Max. Not because it's the most expensive shoe, but this shoe just really is the greatest shoe of all times in my opinion. The amount of detail on this shoe, the story behind it, what the proceeds went to, everything about this shoe just stands out to me. Really grateful and really blessed to be able to have this in my collection. So this has to be my number one. Now the final question was, what was the extreme measures I have taken to get my hands on a pair of kicks? The most extreme thing I ever did to get my hands on a pair of kicks, to get my hair on these kicks, the Cigar City, the Ybor City exclusive, is me and a good friend of mine, fellow YouTuber Zaya X, we camped out for a little bit over 14 hours for these shoes. The experience, the people you met, everything was well worth it. Not to mention the shoes made the whole experience well worth it. We got to chill with a lot of like-minded individuals. Got to cut it up all through the night. You know, it was a really fun experience. I do recommend it to anybody that is able to camp out. I know Nike has banned camp out at some stores, but really it gives you an opportunity to interact and to meet people just like yourself and to talk about kicks, you know. So yeah, camped out 14 hours to get this pair of shoes. They were quick strike, but they only released in Tampa with the special boxes and the special insoles. So yeah, man, I missed out on the other Todd Bradshaw's releases, the Skunks and the Cheech and Chongs and his other releases. So I felt I really had to get my hands on a pair of these, and was really happy, man. Was really happy that I was able to finally get them. So yeah, camping out for a little bit more than 14 hours is the most extreme thing I ever did. But wouldn't change it, probably would do it again to get these shoes. Alright, so there you guys have it. Really hope you enjoyed this video. Really big shout outs to Sneakerfiles.com and Nightwing2303 for giving me this opportunity to share with you guys. Really appreciate it. Again, have to give all my thanks to God for continuing to bless me. I hope this video encourages some people to take that next right step with their faith in God and accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior. If you guys have any questions or need better help understanding, please feel free to contact me. I'll be happy to share with you guys and talk with you guys about anything that you may be confused about. So you guys can just go ahead and add me on Facebook, facebook.com/MrJones904. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/MrSkywalker. And if you have time, check out my Tumblr, tumblr.com/MrJones904. Would love to interact with you guys and talk it over with you guys. And if you like what you've seen here, a lot of videos on my page, youtube.com/MrJones904. Go ahead and check out my page. Subscribe if you like the content. Leave your feedback, whatever you have to do, man. Just I talk back. I like to interact with people, so feel free to contact me in any way you feel needed. So again, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to put God first in your life. Stay humble, and I'm gonna catch you guys over on my page. Peace.